Welcome back, stream. Okay, you guys are gonna miss some information because I was recording and my stream got lost. I my system just reset itself due to whatever, I don't even know. So I lost that recording. So we are back at Deep Space Nine, and we got a couple messages. We're gonna replay them. See if I can get this to work. Okay, here we go. Well, first and foremost, welcome back to the stream. I did the grinding once again, and our new ship is a Cardassian Intel Science Dreadnought. This is the layout. I've upgraded some weaponry and some things, so we're doing really good. Here's our ship and our crew. Pretty much nothing's changed except for my level, as you guys can see. You missed getting to Deep Space Nine because, like I said, the recording got screwed up and I lost it. Now, here we go. We're going to play these back and hope to God we don't lose this again.
Captain's log, 4th Reckoning, Chronicle 54. The Rescava is currently orbiting planet Draconis 3 as part of a joint research program with the Alliance. Our purpose? Restoration of the planet's biosphere after it was scourged of all life by the Zenkethi. With considerable effort, we have been able to establish a simulation of the draconian ecosphere prior to devastation. Scans of the planet from Station K-13 were very helpful, despite being several centuries old. Once the simulation has been fully tested, we will initiate the restoration process. Life will return to Draconis 3. I'm glad that protomatter will play a part in healing the grievous wound inflicted upon the planet by the Zenkethi. They have much to answer for. Captain's log, 4th Reckoning, Chronicle 62. We have arrived at the Mivik system with a delegation from planet Povin. Our orders are to restore the biosphere of Povin, and we're eager to begin, but there are some obstacles to deal with. The Povini Council is unable to reach a decision on the restoration of their homeworld. Some wish to establish the world as it was in their golden age, while others wish to restore Povin to the state it was in before the Zenkethi attack. Flaws and all. Debates on the matter have often become heated. I've had to break up 2 duels between Povini Council members thus far. I don't recommend the experience. A diplomatic envoy from Beta Z shall arrive soon to assist us. She has considerable skill in such matters and was eager to make the journey despite her advanced age. Captain's log, 4th Reckoning, Chronicle 62. We have arrived at the Mivik system with a delegation from planet Povin. Our orders are to restore the biosphere of Povin, and we're eager to begin, but there are some obstacles to deal with. Debates on the matter have often become...
Sorry about that, chat. I'll get back to it. Sometimes it double clicks
Captain's
and I
log,
don't mean
fourth
to.
reckoning,
Okay, we got through
the
that one.
Povini
That's the one
Council
needed.
is unable to reach a decision on the restoration of their homeworld. Some wish to establish the world as it was in their golden age, while others wish to restore Povin to the state it was in before the Zenkethi attack. Flaws and all. Debates on the matter have often become heated. I've had to break up 2 duels between Povini Council members thus far. I don't recommend the experience. A diplomatic envoy from Beta Z shall arrive soon to assist us. She has considerable skill in such matters and was eager to make the journey despite her advanced age.
After Action Report, November 28th, 2154, Commander Narrator reporting. Today is a Terran holiday called Thanksgiving, and after today's events, I'm inclined to start celebrating it. Large, flightless bird and all. It started when the Nakul extracted Dr. Eric Sung from prison. It seems they wanted him to devise augmentations for them. One of our agents tried to recover Sung, but wound up getting captured. I led a strike team to a compound where the Nakul were holding Sung and our agent. One of them tried to shoot Sung during the engagement. I took the hit for him. Thankfully, my shield was up to the challenge. Ending the Soon line would have been disastrous. Starfleet would have lost its first android officer. I believe stopping that is something to be thankful for.
Personal log, Admiral Lita. So little time. When I was merely a captain serving on occupied Bajor, I had no choice but to rely on seduction and misdirection. All my years working for the Terran Rebellion, and my Bajoran roots were still thrown in my face. Captain Lita, nothing more than a figurehead to placate the Bajorans. Resented by my crew and dismissed by the Admiralty. Then, the Orb of Possibilities was returned, and it showed me the way. Now, all possibilities are ahead of me. The Orb showed me the Coast Emojin. Maybe the prophets were trying to warn me. The Coast Emojin showed me a hint of power. The Pa Wraiths burned away weakness, burned away age, burned away mortality. The future would be mine if I could just grasp it. Admiral, Fleet Admiral, perhaps more. Now, travelers have come from the future. Back in time to give us weapons to destroy the Iconians. Travelers who already know my plans and my fate. I don't trust them. But can I use them? Personal log, Admiral Lita. Our temporal visitors have given us quite a few gifts. At first, my engineers were pessimistic about understanding future technology. A few trips to the Agony booth have cured them of their misgivings. Our benefactors have come from our far future to ensure that their world comes to pass. For that to happen, we must defeat the Iconians, and our descendants have given us the weapons to do so. Of course, as Admiral in command of the fleet's flagship, I must insist on the first set of upgrades. Once the Enterprise has the power to dominate the fleet, I can give new weapons to my subordinates, but only to those who prove their loyalty. Personal log, Admiral Lita. Our
Alright, now we're going to head to the Dyson Sphere again, because we have messages there. While I upgraded ships, excuse me for burping, I also upgraded some other things, like the dude you see over here, all this green down here. This is the stuff we work on. It gets unlocked at certain levels, so I've already been working on it. Those messages came from reputation that I've completed. So we're going to go to the Dyson Sphere and do that message system now, and then we'll move on. So we need to go to the Beta Quadrant. The Ryza sector's close. Maybe not. Oh, and this is what our ship looks like, stream. It is a Cardassian Intel Science Dreadnought. Oop, too soon. Damn it. Sorry about that. Alright, well, it'll show it to you right here. Better light anyway. This is what our ship looks like. Okay. Under view. Kind of a side view. Cardassians didn't build for looks, they built for function. So it doesn't look good, but it is built for its functionality. And they always put tails in the back. Just a Cardassian thing. But this is it. Now, if you were to guess, where's the bridge? Up here? Oh, no. The bridge is right there. It's right below everything. It's the most protected part of the ship. But anyway, all right, let's get out of here. Where the hell are we? Oh, depart. Depart system, because I didn't mean to come in here. All right, this is called transport. This is what happens in sector space when you reach level 50. It goes, if you notice, I'm in this little tunnel thing, and I'm going quite fast. If you watch the mini map, I'm actually moving quite fastly versus if I'm not in transport. So, and now we're at a slipstream. All right, now we're going to go to Dyson Sphere and do messages there, and then we'll continue on in the storyline. So. Now, when you come in for messages for the Dyson Sphere, you have to go to Joint Command. You can't just hail them, you have to go there, like I showed you. So you notice when I hailed them, I didn't get any options to go there. But if you fly to Joint Command, you just got to get up near these pylons, and you can beam to Joint Command. Now, this can be a little tricky. Okay, I had troubles at first trying to figure this out, so let me help you. If you have troubles getting this message system to start, that means you're not going to the right area. Okay? To do the message system, you have to go to the science lab. You actually have to enter the science lab. But first, have to talk to this guy.
Ah, come in. I have a special assignment that requires a delicate touch. A science ship on patrol in grid Beta 53-30 received an encrypted message from the Voth. This wasn't a message from a military ship or the Voth leadership. This was an encoded short-ranged burst from a Voth science outpost. I think we may have a friend in the enemy's ranks. It'd be best if any communication from our side didn't come from our leadership, for reasons you'll soon see. I want you to pursue a dialogue with this individual. See if we can turn them into an ally. That is all. I'm trying to contact any member of the mammalian occupying force who is willing to open negotiations. I am Nellen Exel of the Voth Circle of Archaeology, and I believe that we have common scientific goals that can only be achieved without the interference of our respective militaries. Working alongside the best minds of the Voth Circles of Science, I have been studying this celestial structure, its function and its original inhabitants. Our work has yielded some troubling information for those seeking to uphold the doctrine that we are the original intelligent species in the Delta Quadrant. The Voth Ministry of Elders maintains that science is only valid if it supports their own fictions of history. I've lost too many colleagues to this terrible government censorship. What I've been able to discover on my own and away from government interruptions is that this sphere was created by a race under direct control of a species called the Iconians. Even ignoring the huge cache of records we found here, the mere existence of this sphere proves that there are powerful entities my government refuses to acknowledge, perhaps to our ultimate doom. I will not be so naive. Left high and dry by my own people, I am left with few options. There must be a sympathetic ear out there that realizes we have entered the nest of an enemy that neither of us are prepared to face alone.
Okay, now once you get done with that, you actually have to go back to the science lab. Now, I know it says this little beacon right here, see it says detail. Now, you actually have to go back into the science lab.
I was pleased to receive your message, even if I have to keep this conversation a secret from everyone I know. There are many topics that have been deemed controversial and off-limits. Inquisitors examine our work on a regular basis, but questions need to be asked if we are to maintain any sort of scientific credibility. Have you ever wondered at the fact that both our people were able to enter this sphere from opposite ends? That we could move through halls, through rooms, through entire buildings without finding another living thing? Until we encountered one another. The Ministry of Elders would have me publish papers claiming that this sphere was created by our ancestors. But why would they abandon this place? Why would anyone abandon this place? As far as I can tell, this place was commissioned but not built by a race called the Iconians. A war forced them to abandon their home in favor of this more strategic location. Imagine how many fleets of warships could fit inside here, fed by food grown on thousands of hectares of carefully constructed surfaces, powered by the entire energy of a star, and all waiting to ambush from the dark space of the night sky. The Voth are not warmongers. We have taught doctrine to weaker species, but weapons are usually not required. When the Voth have encountered opposition, we have resisted attempts by others to add us to their own ranks. Fights between evenly matched adversaries tend to be futile. A sphere might convince some that the odds have shifted in our favor. Which brings us back to my first question. Why did the original inhabitants of the sphere leave? Did they feel safe and pick a fight against a superior enemy and lose? Or were they forced to leave by some internal flaw in their fortress? We may all be doomed to the fate of those who lived here before if we aren't careful.
End of file.
All right, if you notice, we no longer have it on there. If you go to this panel right here, all it will do, see, all it's going to do is repeat the cutscenes that you've already done. So if you have a new cutscene, you have to walk through the door. Okay, that's all you got to do. As simple as that. I know I've seen a lot of people get frustrated. They're like, dude, this thing won't let me just read the next message. Well, that's because you have to go in. And if it won't let you start, you have to talk to Datan, okay? Or Commander Cola. Okay, whatever. But you see, you got to talk to him to get it even started. So if you get frustrated, remember those two things. When you are in the Dyson Sphere, you will get missions automatically. The best thing to do is drop or abandon them, and it'll send you out of the Dyson Sphere if that's what you're trying to do. And since that's what I wanted to do anyway, there we are. All right, let's get into story missions. This is what we came for anyway, isn't it? I mean, really? So, these are duties. Oh, let's go. What do we have here? Ground, touch ground damage, air pause, and, oh, ground crap. And so is this. What? Oh, okay. I know what to do there. All right, we'll do that in a minute. Now let's go do duty officers. What? I should have a recruitment, shouldn't I? Did he add it automatically? I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, I was like, what? Okay, good. I was about to say we should have a duty. Ah, there he is. All right. Okay, one thing you should know about when you do reputations, okay, you come in here, there's all these things. All you need to care about is daily, not hourly, none of the gear, daily. Okay, you click daily. I click the triangle and fill all, and voila. Okay, hourly won't help you very much. The rest of it, the gear changes as your reputation unlocks. Currently, I'm at 2. I've unlocked reputation 2, and I'm working on 3. Let's see if you notice that with everybody. So don't worry about anything other than the daily one. That's the one that deals your progress. I did the mistake like a lot of people do when I first started. I did hourly, I did other ones. I wasted a lot of a lot of markers and other stuff trying to uh, get this stuff working. And then I had a friend that was playing. I needed help actually, and he became a friend, and he helped me through a lot of the stuff I didn't know. So I am trying to make sure that you guys understand these things because there's not a lot of tutorials to help you out here on this. So yeah, it's kind of the one thing I wish Star Trek could bring out when things unlock. They give you a little more tutorials about them and how to work them, but they don't, and that's fine. We have a community that we fall back onto. So yeah, and if you do play Star Trek. Um, and you want a fleet, we are the Romulan Republic. If you want to join our fleet, just hit me an invite. Send me a message through Star Trek or something like that, and I'll send you an add to the fleet message. We always can use more members that play Star Trek and like to play. So yeah, ooh, look, we got an environmental suit. So let's replace one of these Federation ones. Federation environmental suit. Yeah. Okay. The Federation ones aren't as good as the other ones, so yeah. Lots of weaponry that I don't use. Nothing that I'm gonna use.
Welcome to the Jenolan Dyson Sphere. The situation in the Delta Quadrant is continuing to develop. We will need the assistance of all our allies to stay ahead of it.
Welcome to the Delta Quadrant. There's something interesting I'd like you to look into. We have a problem in the Siluran system. Admiral Tuvok is there on Voyager, and he's calling for backup. Rendezvous with Tuvok and provide any assistance he requires. There's something interesting I'd like you to look into.
It's been 32 years since Voyager finished its journey.
We thought we had left the Delta Quadrant behind us.
We were wrong.
The gateways to the quadrant are open.
And the choices we made have long-lasting effects. Now, we will help the friends we left behind.
And fight the rising darkness.
Voyager's first trip through the Delta Quadrant was a solitary one.
We must return to set things right.
This time, we must unite to survive.
Greetings. Admiral Tuvok is waiting for you in the conference room. welcome aboard. And if I may say so, it's good to see you again. Between Doomsday devices and the Delta Quadrant, it looks like we get all of the interesting assignments. If you'll come with me, I'll take you to Admiral Tuvok. He wants to see you right away. It's good to see you too. Someone decided that with our experience with that, borrowed bird of prey, I'm the perfect person to handle joint operations with the Klingons out here in the Delta Quadrant. I even got a promotion, as you can see. What would you like to know? The Admiral is trying to track down Dr. Cooper. He thinks that Cooper is the key to this conflict with the Undine. He hasn't explained why yet, but he says that your assistance is crucial. What would you like to know? Unstable, but not totally out of control. The Borg have suffered setbacks on multiple fronts. They're being pressed hard by the Voth, the Undine, and various liberated elements. The Voth are mostly bottled up in their home space and in the Solanae Dyson sphere. We've established some connections with a few of the locals, such as the Kobali and the Talaxians. Of course, there are still troublemakers out here. The Kazon, the Hirogen, the Malon, and there's a new power player we're very concerned about. Whoever they are, they're picking off systems left and right. Even the Krenim weren't a match for them. We need to find out who they are and what they want. What would you like to know? Voyager spent 7 years in the Delta Quadrant, and during that time many of her systems were optimized to deal with the hazards out here. This old girl's still got a few tricks. Besides, Admiral Tuvok specifically brought Voyager out for this mission, and what the Admiral wants, the Admiral gets. What would you like to know?
Greetings. Thank you for coming so promptly. We do not have much time, and I require your assistance. I am still under telepathic assault by the Undine we know as Cooper. He has found some means to greatly increase his psionic power, and I cannot withstand his assault indefinitely. I will need your help to repel Cooper's attack and counter him. What else do you need to know? My mind to your mind. Your thoughts to my thoughts.
Please state the nature of the medical emergency. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we? First, I need to make sure you're not contagious or suffering from any injuries. This will only take a moment. Don't be difficult. I'm only doing my job. Engineers and captains, always in a hurry to get out of sickbay. You're not going anywhere. Doctor's orders.
Can you hear me? Come speak to me at the desk terminal. The mind meld was successful. Excellent. I am currently trapped in the ready room. For the moment, I will only be able to communicate with you remotely. Cooper is working to subvert my mental defenses, and I must focus my concentration on keeping my mind intact. No. Cooper is trying to erode my emotional control. Symbolically, this means that he must destroy Voyager. To do so, he is attempting to overload the warp core. You must proceed to engineering to stop Cooper from destabilizing the warp core. If he is successful, he will have broken down my mental control systems. Once the core and my mind are protected from Cooper's attacks, then we can take control of this mindscape. Take the pad from the doctor's office. I will use it to communicate with you as you proceed. Remember, objects have symbolic significance in this mindscape. As an outsider in my mind, your ability to communicate with me directly is limited. Your communicator is part of your mind, and so it cannot interact with me directly while Cooper tries to keep us separated. The pad is part of my mind, so I can use it to bridge the gap between us. The mind meld was successful. Excellent. No. Good. Now we will be able to remain in contact. Proceed to engineering. Cooper is attempting to subvert my mental defenses by replacing my memories with engrams from his bioship. Until he is expelled, these kinds of incursions will continue. You may see strange items or distortions in your surroundings. Ignore them and proceed as best you can. Remember Kiri Kintha's first law of metaphysics. Nothing unreal exists. Cooper is trying to overload the warp core. You must keep it stable.
The mindscape.
Sorry, it just says the mindscape is a tricky thing, blah, blah, blah. He's putting up delusions. I forget. I've done this before, so yeah, my bad.
What are you doing here? What are you doing here? This area is very dangerous. The core is unstable. I've almost got this. Just keep back. It will only take a few more minutes. B'Elanna, I don't know. She should be here, but as far as I can tell, everything on Voyager's about to fall apart, and I'm the only one here. Stay back. I'm going to put a force field around the core while I try to stabilize it. It won't contain a core breach, but it might block some of the radiation if the magnetic stabilizers give out. You are stupid, aren't you? Only people the Vulcan melded with should be here. Not everyone on Voyager is part of Tuvok's warped little subconscious. Some of us are far more exceptional. I'll destroy you. And Tuvok's mind with you.
He has raised the defenses to protect himself. Use one of the engineering consoles to press your attack.
He has
raised the defenses to protect himself. Use one of the engineering consoles to press your attack. Quickly use the controls to restore the warp core. This will strengthen my mental defenses. Excellent. With my mental defenses stabilized, we should have additional time to fend off Cooper's intrusion. Head to the crew decks. Inside of my memories exist fragments of personalities from any person with whom I have previously experienced a mind meld. You may be able to find someone whose personality is not wholly part of my mind, and thus not susceptible to Cooper's influence. Move through the crew decks to your right. You may be able to find a fragment of a personality who can help. People with whom I have previously melded have left impressions of their Katras in my mind. You may be able to convince one to assist you. Because they are not technically me, Cooper's ability to subvert them may be limited.